I tell you what, it could not have happened to a better
Chinese spy-banging traitor.
Viva Fry, former Montreal litigator turned current Florida rumbler, in my home office with the doors off, the roof off, and I might be a little bit more toned down today because the doors are off, which means that people can actually hear me, which means that I'll look a lot more crazy if I scream into a camera relentlessly. Now, the news of the day is that Eric Swalwell, the man who had alleged relations with a confirmed Chinese spy who got honeypotted harder than Winnie the Pooh,
Honey, 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 honey. Honey, 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 honey.
is now facing his own alleged mortgage fraud allegations, much like Lisa Cook, Leticia James. It's almost like these criminals all do the same stupid crime because they think they can get away with it. From a Forbes article, Trump administration targets Rep. Eric Swalwell for alleged mortgage issues, latest Democrat facing those allegations, by Allison Durkee, Forbes staff. Allison is a senior news reporter covering U.S. politics and legal news. The top line, if you're too lazy to read an actual article in its entirety, Trump administration official Bill Pulte has referred Rep. Eric Swalwell, Democrat from California, to the Justice Department for possible instances of mortgage and tax fraud, multiple outlets reported Thursday. The latest instance of the Trump administration using mortgage filings to go after President Donald Trump's political enemies. Now, before we get into the substance of the article, as of now shooting this vlog, the actual criminal referral letter is not available. We'll read the article, but let's just highlight a little something that Eric Swalwell, Chinese spy banger, actually put on Twitter earlier today. Eric Swalwell at Eric Swalwell. If Trump had forced sex with an underage girl, should he still be our president? Now, this question is nothing short of a thinly veiled, grotesque accusation of overt criminality, and Eric Swalwell, I'm sure, is appreciating his immunity that he gets for being a sitting member of government. They can say whatever the hell they want, and they can't be sued for defamation because they have immunity, while at the same time trying to deny presidential immunity from the president. Yeah, he's going to love his immunity when he makes salacious and defamatory accusations like this. This is not a question. This is an accusation. And by the way, it is a salacious accusation, a defamatory accusation of the highest order based on an abject lie. In that video, you saw victim one's name was redacted, and you had Jeffrey Epstein saying that victim one spent hours with Donald Trump, and you have a bunch of lying, degenerate, scumbag Democrats today suggesting that Trump spent hours with one of Epstein's sex victims, as though there is something salacious or incriminating in that. It has now been revealed that the redacted victim one is Virginia Giuffre, who has testified under oath that Trump did nothing wrong with her, who wrote in her book that Trump was nothing but a gentleman. And as we know, it might be somewhat normal that Trump had spent time with someone who was actually an employee at Mar-a-Lago. Democrats deliberately redacted the name so they could make this salacious accusation, hoping that people would not understand that the victim one, redacted by the Democrats, was Virginia Giuffre, who had nothing but good things to say about Donald Trump.
The House Democrats just exposed Trump for being with an underage Epstein victim for hours, except they lied to you. They redacted the girl's name because it would blow up their entire story. The alleged victim, Virginia Giuffre, was crystal clear in her deposition, as well in her own self-written memoir, that President Trump did nothing wrong, was actually very friendly to her. Did you see Trump and Epstein together? No. Did he flirt with you? No. And so on. These Democrats have no integrity, they are evil, and they have learned nothing from what their rhetoric did to Charlie Kirk.
It is a salacious, defamatory lie based on the trickery of the dirty Democrats, and their base is just so hungry to believe that Donald Trump is somehow incriminated in these Epstein files. The heck is that? They will believe anything, even if it means believing a lie. Let's just wait for that overhead bomber to get out of the video. These are the risks of doing a doors off, roof off car vlog.
Honey, 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 honey.
So it is a salacious, defamatory lie, and I would expect nothing less of dishonest scoundrel criminals, and it seems that Eric Swalwell might be one of these dollar store criminals that we see so many of in the Democrat Party. Back to the article. Key facts. Pulte, who leads the Federal Housing Finance Agency, sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi on Wednesday recommending the Justice Department investigate Swalwell, NBC First reported Thursday, citing anonymous sources. Criminal referrals to the DOJ do not necessarily mean that the agency will take them up for an investigation or that they will result in criminal charges. The allegations against Swalwell concern alleged, quote, false or misleading statements in loan documents, end quote. NBC reports, which center around the congressman's Washington, D.C. property and issues with Swalwell declaring it as his primary residence. So here's a little something for people to realize. You cannot have two primary residences at the same time, and you cannot have a primary residence outside of the state where you are serving as a senator or congressman.
It's science.
And yet it seems like so many are able to do this, simultaneously live in two separate primary residences. Leticia James, Lisa Cook, Adam Schiff for Brains McSchiff, and now Eric Swalwell, Chinese spy banker McSwalwell. Did I say that already?
Honey, 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 honey.
Swalwell is now at least the fourth high-profile Democrat the Trump administration has investigated over their real estate holdings, joining New York Attorney General Leticia James, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, and Senator Adam Schiff, Democrat from California, while former FBI Director James Comey, another Trump critic, was indicted on separate charges of lying to Congress. Only James has so far been charged with a crime related to her mortgage filings, while reported investigations into Schiff and Cook remain pending. The DOJ has not yet responded to a request for comment, and Swalwell, describing himself as, quote, the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade, end quote, said in a statement, the only thing that surprised him about the criminal referral, quote, is that it took Trump this long to come after me, end quote. Yeah, I'm surprised it took him this long too, but as they say, good things come to those who wait, and justice is a dish best served cold. But like all pathological sociopaths and psychopaths, Swalwell is going to make himself the victim in all of this. Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. He is the victim in malicious persecution. Chief critic, quote, like James Comey and John Bolton, Adam Schiff and Lisa Cook, Leticia James, and the dozens more to come, I refuse to live in fear in what was once the freest country in the world, end quote. Swalwell told NBC. Quote, as Mark Twain said, patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it, end quote. Can you imagine a man who allegedly had carnal relations with a Chinese spy lecturing Donald Trump on patriotism? A man who would accuse Donald Trump of the most heinous of all crimes based on a lie from the Democrat Party, perpetrated by the Democrat Party to fool their idiot base, is now going to lecture Donald Trump on what it means to make this country great again. Swalwell would actually be better off marrying Fang Fang and moving to China. But the limited details of what we know as of now, because we do not yet have the letter, to the extent that the letter exists and these anonymous sources are in fact accurate. Oh, and before we do that, make sure that you are liked, shared, subscribed, turn on notifications, and drop a comment in the comment section below. But let's get back to that summary of an article. Why was Swalwell targeted? Swalwell has long been a vocal critic of Trump and both his administrations, most recently making statements against the president that include calling on future Democratic presidents to bulldoze Trump's planned White House ballroom and describing the government shutdown as being an effort by Republicans to shield Trump from the Epstein files. The Californian was also among the first Democrats to call for Trump to be investigated over his dealings with Russia in the 2016 election, was involved with both of Trump's impeachments during his first term, and is the lead plaintiff in an ongoing civil case seeking to hold Trump liable for the January 6th riot. Swalwell previously said he fully expected to be prosecuted by Trump's DOJ, telling CNN in September, quote, I'm ready for it, I expect it, but I'm not going to flinch, end quote. So Swalwell was one of the promoters of the Russiagate hoax. He was involved in both bullcrap impeachments. He's involved in the Fedsurrection lie of an insurrection, and he's suing Donald Trump for it.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
What we don't know, what will happen with Swalwell's case. It's unclear how long any investigation into the lawmaker could take and whether it could result in an indictment, which would have to be approved by a grand jury. The full scope of the allegations against Swalwell are also still unclear, and how substantiated they are by evidence. The Trump administration has faced criticism for bringing mortgage fraud allegations against Democrats that experts say don't hold up under scrutiny. The criminal charges against James for allegedly using her residence as a rental property have been widely criticized by legal experts, and experts have also suggested Poult has not given sufficient information to conclude Cook committed fraud after the housing official alleged she fraudulently listed two properties as being her, quote, primary, end quote, residence. Experts, people, you know, the same 51 intelligence experts who signed that letter suggesting that the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian information campaign. The same experts who said safe and effective, social distancing, wear face masks. Yeah, you should really trust the experts who have been lying to you for the last decade, if not more. The Democrat MSM experts are saying that these lawsuits are ill-founded, but both impeachments were totally well justified. The Russiagate hoax was real. The insurrection was not a Fedsurrection. Yeah, you should really trust these experts
if you want to be wrong and dumb.
Anyhow, we will see where this goes, and to the extent we can get the actual letter referral, we'll go over it during one of my daily live streams at 3 o'clock daily on Rumble. And I have no doubt that Eric Swalwell is in fact ready for this, and he's going to go console himself in the loving arms of Fang Fang.
Who is Lin Fao? Yes. Would you like me to spell it? LMFAO. He's a hacker. He's a Chinese hacker. Lin Fao. He's working for the Koreans, isn't he?
So that's it. If you like what I do, you know what to do. But most importantly, exercise, eat healthy, sunlight, talk to people in real life, and now you know your vlog. Peace out, peeps. Booyah!